So are we building a base for 21, is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you got 80,000 that you know you have to do in 2021 to jump the list. And then it's up to you guys what you start to put on the list after that.
So we put post office, painting, and the fingerprint machine.
Yeah.
Did the school say anything about their IT with the storage area network server?
So
I missed it.
we're looking into that.
Okay.
Because that's not really an accurate description of a project.
Where'd you find the post office?
Right here, plus 6 down.
So a storage area network server is really an extremely sophisticated and expensive piece of equipment. They typically run 100,000. So what we think they're referring to here is the kind of server we just installed here at the town hall, which is a virtual network storage. So we're backing up to the cloud with versioning. This 40,000 reflects an installation and configuration component that our consultants on the town site can do. So the equipment cost 8.
Okay.
The 32 is,
Labor.
and it's a little bit of a markup because frankly, somebody knows what they're doing. We're just mirroring our server.
Yeah, okay.
It takes a couple of minutes. So we're pushing back a little bit on that. We just really need to understand, is there anything extra they need to do? Why is it 40? But it does, it's just not the right price. It's either going to be less than that and it should be expensed, or it's a lot more than that, it would be capital, and we would have to ask why they need so much storage. A storage area network server is a very sophisticated, like I said, piece of equipment that big companies buy them by the dozen, and we would never have terabytes and terabytes of data. What are we doing? So,
Yeah.
well, I would put that, but I would worry about their phone system. If they're asking for it, there's a good chance that it really needs to be done.
You said then we should move that to the list anyway, in front of the list. I mean,
Somewhere on the list,
yeah,
it should,
we'll rank them after, but I agree with you, yeah.
but nothing else jumps out at me unless the department heads are here to.
I guess my stuff predicates on our grant if we get, able to get that second truck, so,
You weren't asking for that until 2022.
yeah. I mean, the mower that we have is the $14,000 mower. That's important.
And your sidewalk tractor's on here too, John, right?
Yes, it is.
The library security, is that the same one that's on the special? That's listed on page 2, cameras, sensors, panic button?
Yes. So we wanna take that off.
So that's coming off. So I know, like, I'm not skipping around, but the roof project here and that stuff, we're all kind of hung up with the green energy,
Well-
green community stuff, right?
Yeah, but the hope was to try to get that in there next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
It is gonna kinda, you gotta do the roof first. We're stuck if we don't do the roof. And we're filing claims to Maya on a fairly regular basis, every time we have a bad storm. So, and maybe you say that's a,
We only,
I would put that ahead of a lot of what's left over from
Right.
this year.
and I think we had it on, but we took it off just because of what was
Be-
going on, so.
Because of what was going
Yeah.
on.
Makes sense.
So if you carry it over, what do we have it at, 345?
What's this for roof?
Roof
Yes.
year.
Municipal center roof.
We had pulled it off because of
Yeah.
the green communities. We're trying to go through our grant process and to add to it to help us, and that's the only reason it kind of got skipped over, but it definitely should be back on here.
You're saying
For next year, yeah. Yeah. And by then, I think we'll have a better grasp of where we're at with that grant too by this time.
Yeah, I think the way you can do that is you can say your plan, you can put $1 million in every year.
Yeah.
It's not a budget, it's, and that way you can kind of get a little bit more on the list for each year, and that gives us time to explore grant opportunities and pick things off. But this plan will be our priority list for seeking grants. So we have to be mindful of that as well. But if you put the roof on at 345, that brings you to 425 for 2021.
425?
Yeah, that's where I got you at right now. 30 for the fingerprint machine, 50 for the post office paint job, and the municipal center roof at 345.
So where do we fall with the tractor and the mower for John?
So then if you come back to what survived, what didn't make it this year, the item that was right below the cut line was air conditioning for the town clerk and her documents, storage area, 60,000. The next piece after that would be library plaster and whatever the town share of the North Street. I think that North Street connection is gonna be really key to a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and you're taking off the police department AC because we're working on that. Too.
I think that's one of our most
Okay.
competitive grant
Yeah. Okay.
submissions for this year, so.
Sounds good.
So then you want to throw the clerk's climate control in there?
Well, you've already done your rankings, so the only question is, does anything else from the 2021 request punch into the list? And I don't think so, in my opinion.
No.
So these ones that we talked about right here. Yeah, and then just brought over.
So the clerk's AC is 60. That takes you to 485. Let's just call them library interior projects. 25, brings you to 510, 515, sorry. No,
Is
510.
that library?
Yeah. North Street, Maine at 403,000 brings you to 913. A drone, 23,000. 936. And your main your sidewalks
Yeah.
at 40,000. is 976. I think you'd have to stop there, because I don't know that. And go to 22.
Now, do we take into consideration some of these projects are gonna go up in the next year? You know, I know you're talking about, that's, you know, there's always that buffer, because now we're a year in advance, everything I do seems to jump a year,
Mm.
every year.
All things shift around.
Shift or some, yeah, I mean, that.
Priorities change.
Or, yeah, something
something
happens, then,
happens.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in 2022, I'd look for that mower in the sidewalk tractor for sure.
We have to, at that point, they're not gonna be running.
So what's that get you to? The mower's 14.
Correct.
Let's call it, it's 2 years from now, so let's call it 15, just for
Sure.
giggles.
Mhm.
And the sidewalk tractor.
It's 131.
It's 146. The Gilboa Street main, I would not put in the list just yet. Well, actually, you know what? I would say put it in there, because if the cannabis grow facility is up and operational, it'll be sometime in fiscal '22 when at the pace they're going. But it would be high time.
Gilboa 12-inch.
To bring it all
Yep.
together. So that brings you to 856.
Anyone remember how old that school tractor is that they wanted to
I
replace?
think it was 03, I think they got it when they got the,
Is that what it is?
We do have a truck here, John, that's gonna take us to $1 million.
Yes. Yep.
What did you put the tractor
The sidewalk.
They've got it-
Oh,
The school tractor they have is 62,000. Why don't we put that in 21? It'll take a little over $1 million, but it's close enough.
Mhm.
They asked for 61.9, it's really gonna be closer to 63,000 when all is said and done at the end. So it's 9. So for 2021, you're up to 1,039,000. That allows the truck, the highway. It's a little bit lower because you're putting a different kind of plow on that one, right?
Mhm.
That's just a straight plow.
Right.
So what was it, 183, 240?
Correct.
Well, curiously enough, that brings you to 1,039,240
Oh, my God. That
for
can't happen.
22. When you get to fiscal 23, I think this is where it starts to be really speculative. So how far down do we get on this list? Well, except that it's not. The primary school, I don't know what share of the big project. I appreciate Courtney putting it on here because they asked for it in 22, we're probably in better shape for 23. That's gonna have to be done, the major renovation of the primary school
Mhm.
and their track.
I know where these LCD projectors come in. Should we be able, and now we're talking 3 years out at this point.
I know it qualifies as
What you have in
capital, but I would
22.
really like to see them expensive.
We missed
That's
on
a-
22.
Okay.
It's
Water
an
and sewer
educational
control.
Okay.
device, I mean, so
The
we
very
wouldn't.
first thing on the water
The
sewer?
DPS LCD projectors.
Oh, yeah.
I had to look at it, I just,
They may have to break
22?
that up and do it a little bit at a time, and
Okay,
try to get a grant or
North Street,
something, but
Next
I-
one, Elwood? I'm sorry, no, that's
it
21,
doesn't
I'm sorry.
rise to the level
Yeah.
of keeping the,
North
if the
Street's
track
21.
starts to fall apart, it's kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a
And then we
terrible
jump over
waste
the
of money.
highway.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is.
So you-
and that's this page, okay.
the track, he wants, what is he calling it, repaint or
Mower.
rehab?
There was
Mower,
one.
Sidewalk
repaint.
tractor,
Sidewalk
Code.
track.
and the second
Yeah.
2001 big dump truck.
So it was a recoat and painted.
Those are all
The thing
22?
wrong. Yeah.
Is that as far as we're at? We're at 23.
Now we're at 23. For the school, track.
Last time we did a project with Massachusetts School Building Authority, what share did they pick up, the MSBA?
It depended on the school project. We did the major renovation and the new elementary.
Track's 23.
And it was the first time they agreed
This is
to
the
do a
facility park.
renovation anywhere.
For school, and at the
I think
bottom
it
of
was
their
somewhere
list.
between 56,
It's 23.
57%.
And then the new building, major renovation,
But
the
again,
last item for school.
You know, where are we at the time we
Yeah.
need to do this renovation and what's fallen off and.
And if they even said,
I'm gonna need that post office air conditioner somewhere in here. 'Cause I
But
don't know if we'll make it for this, unless you wanna try to.
Did you bring-
how
That's where I was
far
going.
ahead do we need to get
Any of the minutes?
the town's
All
name
right.
on the list?
Got them all right here.
I think I have them in my
right,
packet.
you have to go step, we did the schematic design, the feasibility study, and then,
Right. It took,
Too much paperwork.
yeah,
we were on that committee forever.
a very long time.
Too long.
Took many, I'm trying to block that out of my
Yes.
mind.
I'm trying to find it. Your, oh, 'cause it's this, you needed it
This year, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Wait till you get the air
The air conditioner
conditioning.
post office, doesn't, you know, like I said, we can, mouse in that, but,
Just put it in for 60, not 50. We just figured
I know.
it's a total
I
loss
know.
by then.
There's nothing left, and it's over.
And when are we leaving it? When are we?
That'll be FY 2023.
That's the post office AC?
Post office AC for 60,000.
Okay.
So your running total there now is 799,200. Because we put the DPS project in there at face value, not knowing how we'd leverage.
So what I have on the main list that we still have left, just so everyone knows, DFD HVAC, DFD floors, DFD truck and plow, DPD feasibility, DFD station roof, DPS fitness, DPS gym painting, Sewer plan, Franklin Street to Booster, Booster to Rydell, Rydell to Church, Northwest Main, Library ADA, VFD radios, Davis Street. That's just on this year's, not counting where, what we
Yeah.
haven't checked off. I'm just trying to check them off as we go and we take them off.
And this, I don't know, I think with the water, sewer, and where and how soon, it all depends on what their plan is and what John, the roads
Mhm.
and.
Yeah,
because
we're
we
working
just
on
keep
our
shifting around
pavement
here.
study.
Yeah,
So once we have that in place, we'll know
Yeah.
a little bit better.
And again, by the time you're in FY 2023, we all know some of this stuff's gonna be shifted out and shifted in.
Gonna change.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's hard to get
But
this
we-
right, but-
5-year plan.
No, exactly, yeah. Oh, I'm sure it should be on here, just you never know,
Sure.
that something has to shift, that's.
If I had to put it, I would just call it, my recommendation to you would be Douglas Fire Station renovation, and add up everything. Do the floors, the heating and cooling and the roof.
Okay.
For 20,
23.
okay.
5, that's 115,000.
Are you adding more because of increase in prices?
Well, let's throw 10 on there, call it 125,000. 14 carry the 112. So you're at $924,200 for 23. So you can probably put one more project. We're getting really low in the rankings here, so probably we should go back to.
Yeah, exactly, so.
No, John's got another truck there. It's gotta be, by that time, if we still have all three, that third one's gonna have to go.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah,
We
if
parked
it's
up
still
back,
running.
won't even be in there.
Yeah.
So that's 183, 240. Call that 190.
Bless you.
I'm not trying to get to this number every time.
This really works out.
Here, a little bit. Now you're at 1,114,200. So you got 1 year to go.
I'm not even putting them down anymore. I'm counting on him to make up a.
Yeah, make a list, I know, I'm trying to stick with it myself, believe me.
Well, I'll run back to my office, because this is part of the article,
Yeah,
so
gotcha. Yeah.
So anywhere out here, should we be talking about a feasibility study for a police station? I mean, I don't know if we're out that far enough, we should, be discussing that at this point. Because I know that was still ranked.
That's the, we're building a new highway garage, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Why?
That's stuff that again, no one can predict the future, so it's hard to do it.
But we've been talking about it forever.
And I'm just teasing you guys,
Yeah, for sure, John.
but I'll take it.
I know, I know. I hear you.
he's not.
Yeah.
I get it, don't worry. Let's see.
It would be kind of silly to buy 3 brand new dumps, and you have 2 relatively new dumps that we bought this year, and the hot box and the chipper and everything, and have it outside, because nothing fits, you know?
The hot box is at the old fire station right now.
The other thing you can do as a capital committee is you can say, look, by '24, we might need to go to the voters and ask for a capital exclusion or a small note. And be prepared for it, you know? If we can roll free cash forward, chew away at that, or '24 something comes off, right?
Yes, I believe so. I don't have that with me, but yeah, 2023, 2024.
Better do it before the schools get ahead of you.
That's happened a few times already.
Yeah, and you know, the first time we bought a new fire truck, it couldn't fit in the garage, and it was
It fit at
stored
the
at
highway.
Schuster's.
Oh, then we had it at the highway,
Oh,
Yeah.
that was,
Yeah.
engine 4.
yeah,
And then we bought the ladder truck, and that was stored at the highway.
yep.
You saw that thing backed into that all the way, rubs the beam as it's going.
The ladder truck, right?
Yeah, the used one we
Back in the
bought.
time garage.
Oh, yeah, but how about the new one that we got the grant for?
Yeah, that fit in the station.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that one was fine.
It's
The
still.
rumor was going around that it didn't, but
The old one didn't, and then Donald had me back it in, it was fine. But, anyway.
that rumor always goes around every news station.
Yeah.
Chief Kessler did a video
I was
of it
just gonna
pulling in
say,
on
multiple.
Facebook, just to let the people know.
It was
I
in.
know what you're hearing, here's reality.
Well, what's your pleasure?
Hopefully.
I would say by 24, I mean, either we have a better revenue picture or, but it's a need. The town needs a place to go on its highway. So if you.
I'm game.
If you're looking to, then it gives us time to think about how we would fund it, but if you put it on the list, then you get people thinking about, it's really a concrete
Mhm.
project. I think. It's just a question for you guys, is does it jump the other things on here?
And how soon do we do a feasibility study?
For his building?
Whatever. Just-
I think his building is a metal space building with gas heaters,
Pretty easy.
just high ceilings, and
Mhm.
the bloody garage doors are gonna be as expensive as the building.
Yeah,
Almost
some room.
guaranteed.
Exactly. That's what they all are.
Then you can have your old fire station back.
Yeah.
And Bob can have one of his bays back.
I think it should be. It's, you're just allowing your tools and your trucks to decay quicker because and what's the fleet worth with where you are?
It's a lot of money.
No, by the time you got to this point,
Yeah.
you would have replaced a lot of things, and you would be at, just conservatively, 3/4 of $1,000,000,
Yeah, we've
No.
got a 97.
850, 900,000.
We've got a grader that's never seen the inside of the garage because there's no room for it.
What's that grader worth?
Now, 300 grand.
Yeah, I know.
We don't want to have to buy one of them.
No,
I'm like 300 grand. I might be able to pave one of the dirt roads that we have.
Yeah.
On the ground.
Why don't we put a highway barn in there at 2.75 million?
Definitely.
Because again,
For
you're
24?
not making any commitments, you're just
No,
putting
it's just
people
a
on
list.
notice.
Notice.
that-
Is that for
Yeah.
24?
And are you talking
Correct.
20?
Because you're not even on there, we're just fooling it.
it's on there just as I always throw it on every year.
Yeah, because I told you,
Many
you
years
don't
ago.
put it
They
there,
forget about it.
Yep.
then
They forget, yeah.
it falls off completely.
Mhm.
How old will your oldest engine be by 24?
It's a 99, so.
You 25 years old?
Yeah, that's gonna be due.
What do
Yeah.
we do?
And where are we even thinking? Because again, the police station was on at one point.
You need a really good feasibility study. And what we were doing here was feasibility study light, which
Yeah.
is just conceptual,
Yeah.
what would it cost? But I think if you put it off this long, you would need like a really professional.
Mhm.
You're gonna make a commitment at some point in the near future type of study.
Mhm.
So what would that cost about?
Probably closer to 150,000.
So that's what the one we put the Skybosh on a few years ago was 120. They started,
The study.
The
you're
study.
talking about.
But this is more of a, I hate studies. This is like a pre-construction plan.
Mhm.
What would it really cost?
Mhm.
You get down to brass tacks, where's the utility connection, what would be
Mhm.
required to really engineer out.
And where is it gonna be?
Is it worth mentioning that we all need new buildings, the highway, the fire department, the police department, for some sort of a feasibility study for like a
Public safety complex.
Mm.
You know, maybe that would be something that,
There may even be grants out there for that, I don't know.
I mean, way back, it was, thoughts were fire station, police department, highway,
In the woods somewhere, yeah, we'll do it.
no.
Violate the Main Street. Yes.
It's just that your station is so much more, there's so much more goes into it, because you have dispatch, and then you have
The cell
cells
box.
Yes.
and locker
Sally
rooms
port.
and
Yes.
weapon safety issues and
Exactly.
Sally Port, and it just, it gets to be a really
Yeah.
different proposition.
Hmm.
Well, if that's what we put out there, I mean, that would be $750, plus you'd be doing debt, looking for debt or exclusion. So.
And you're talking about the study.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that's falling off the debt chart there at all?
I know there is, I just don't have it with me.
But you're saying 2024?
2023 and 2024, that's not gonna fall off.
If I had to say, anything that's on the list here that we haven't done it, would be in trouble, would be those windows at the post office.
I saw that too. That's where we're gonna be at. You know, hopefully by then we're still in the spring communities and that actually comes up and we can
Mm-hmm.
renovate some of them. That was my hope on this.
Mhm.
But
Mm.
I'm hoping in that meantime, those fall in somewhere, you know, we can, even if we start with just the first two floors and then, you know, we worry about the top floors after.
And did we just sign another contract with them?
2016 now, so 2021, right? 2016 was the last one, and then there's a 5-year option. I don't know if it's yours or theirs, I'm not sure how that worked out. It was 5 years and a 5-year option from what I was told on the contract, so. That, so I don't know how that works.
Did town meeting vote that option?
No, I don't remember ever hearing it, and I've been
'Cause
there.
we really can't do that.
That's all right, yeah.
Even town meeting can't do that, make
Yeah,
a 10-year commitment.
that's, yeah.
It's not okay. 5 years is the most we can ever do, even with town meeting approval.
But that's what, yeah, so I knew we had 5 years, like I said.
Can we find out where we are on that eventually?
Yeah,
That's,
but I just think for our purposes, and that's 875, that's over $1 million. Plus the highway building being a separate item. So unless you tell me different, I think we're done.
Sounds good.
Sounds
I
good.
think we're good.
That helps everybody manage expectations, though, in terms of what, so, to go back over 24, that's a fire engine, which I put in at 600, because by then it'll be 600.
Yeah.
And a piece of, a solid study for the police department at 150,000, and 275,000 for windows at the post office. When it comes to all this water stuff, I think that's different. And I don't think we can have a well-informed conversation until they have a plan.
I agree.
You gotta, there's a little bit of a plan here, you can see where they wanna replace the core of the system piece by piece.
and that kinda holds us up with the paving stuff too.
Well,
It
yeah.
kinda holds me, you know, John and I hostage trying to figure out, okay, where are we going with, you know, economic development and where, you know, where water sewer gonna be, and then we wanna follow suit, you know, so it's done.
But the two that we have here, so North Street and then from north down Gilboa, those pretty high priorities,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
always
yeah.
come out high.
Yeah.
And they're in the plan now,
Mhm.
so.
Mhm, mhm. And for
Okay.
years, we've been talking about, you know, the economic, possibilities has been Davis along Route 146 area. So, you know, hopefully there's a plan that can come up to see where we are with that, with water, sewer, and economic development, and just common sense. I mean, one time back, it was always the Webster area, but there's no water and sewer there, and,
You gotta have something to draw the people in. If you don't have it,
yeah.
it doesn't draw.
So do you see us needing to meet anytime soon, or?
The April 10th is the public hearing for the finance committee. We've requested all department heads to be there, but
Is that a Wednesday night?
it is.
Mhm.
April 10th.
April 10th, so I'm sure they'll be looking for a presentation from Capital or some explanation from Capital.
Yeah, so you'll have to post that.
You have to post that,
Even
too?
if you're at somebody else's meeting, if you have a quorum, you're gonna discuss things you deliberate on. Just to be on the safe side, you would post it.
All right.
Mhm.
I think these two gentlemen will probably be there, right?
All right. Any old business?
We were gonna, no, at one point, we were gonna do minutes. but-
Yeah, I was getting that, and I looked through my packet, and I don't have any of the minutes with me, so.
And there's still a couple I'm missing, even though I asked
Yeah,
to
and
come more.
I'm
I don't know where they are.
I'm searching. I mean, I
Yeah.
only just got
I hear you.
put on the list, and so I just started sending them out to you folks when I got them, so.
Sure.
There could be a couple meetings in there that I'm missing, but they go all the way back to January of 18, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back with Suzanne, because Mary, this is a busy time of year for Mary. With FinCom meeting, we're
Yep.
a lot, and this committee meeting a lot.
Mhm.
She was busy over the weekend. I think she got caught up on FinCom.
We voted the 19th last meeting.
All right.
FinCom and the board is like, she's
So
been.
we'll skip the meeting minutes and wait till next time. I'll post the meeting for the 10th. That's at 7, right?
Correct.
All right, so we can plan on meeting there.
Mhm.
Any new business? Besides the new highway building we're building?
Move we adjourn?
Second.
Motion made by Shirley, seconded by John to adjourn. Any discussion? Jean, would you like to stick
I'm
around?
not a member of the committee, I can't.
Yeah, you're a welcome guest, though.
Thank you,
We
thank
value
you.
your input.
Thank you.
No, you forgot to ask, is there anything she wants to put in
Yeah.
this discussion?
Is there anything you want to add to any of this?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Okay.
Great. Okay.
All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.